For the second video, let's talk about how we can take this equation written what is in general form, and our goal here is to move it from general form into standard form. And the standard form is what tells me, oh yeah, I have like an x minus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 49. So looking at this, I can say, yeah, that looks like it's going to be a circle because this is my r squared, and then this is telling me to go down 3, or I'm sorry, up 3, and this is telling me to go to the right 2. So we're going to do, our goal is to get things in the standard form. When we first look at this equation here in general form, what we want to do is get all of our x's and y's separated. Okay, so I'm going to do x squared plus 4x and then plus blank, because remember we're completing the square. And then in magenta here, let's do 4y squared and then minus 24y plus blank equals, and then let's stick in black everything on the right hand side. I'm going to do minus 36 here and minus 36 here, so equals negative 36 plus, and then we're going to have plus blank in blue plus, and then also blank in pink. Okay, so we need to from here start completing the square. Well, in the blue department with my x's, I'm going to take this b value and divide it by 2, so 4 divided by 2, and then I'm going to take the quantity and square it. Well, 4 divided by 2 is 2, 2 squared is 4. Bam. And when I factor this, well, it looks like everything is just going to be x plus 2 squared. That part worked out pretty well. Okay, now let's add a plus. Oh, need a plus right there too. Okay, for the pink stuff, well, before I complete the square, what I want to do is I want to pull out a greatest common factor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out this 4, and then everything on the inside is going to be without a 4, because 4 is common with the y squared and also with the coefficient with y. Y squared, let's see here, minus 6y, and then plus blank. And then the only thing that I have to remember is that on the other side, so I'll go back to my black here, I have negative 36 plus blank in the blue. And then since I factored out something with the pink, I factored out that 4, I'm going to have to multiply back in the 4 whatever I add. Because say I put in a 2 here, then that would be 4 times 2, so I'd have to add in 8. So I'll just do 4 times 2 over on this side as well. Okay, so let's go back to our pink here and pull out this negative 6. I'm going to do negative 6 divided by 2, and then the quantity squared. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. Negative 3 squared is 9, so plus 9. And then I'm also going to do plus 9 here, and then with my blue, what did I add earlier? It was plus 4. Okay, so now I have x plus 2 squared plus, and then if I was to factor this out, I have 4 times y minus 3 squared, and then that whole thing equals some number on the right hand side. Let's see here. This is going to be 4 times 9 gives me 36, and negative 36, well, these two cancel out, so I guess I'm just left with plus 4. Okay, super. Well, this gets me somewhere, but I don't think it's a circle, mainly because I have this part right here. I have that extra coefficient out there. But one thing I could do is I could, to get rid of that, I could divide everything by 4. In other words, I could do this section and this section divided by 4. So I'm going to divide by 4 here and divide by 4. And if I divide these two pieces by 4, I'm also going to have to divide by 4 on this side. So now I have 1 equals, and then I have y minus 3 squared all over 1. Well, 1 over 1, so I guess I didn't even need to write that. So I'll just get rid of those two parts. Okay, and then I have plus x plus 2 squared over 4. Well, this is actually just a 1 right there. This form looks strikingly similar to probably an ellipse. So from here, let's graph this. Okay, so slide things up a little bit, give ourselves some room. There's our, at first we had the general form, and now we have our standard form. So from what we're going to want to do now is go ahead and graph this. Here's my x-axis, and there's my, oh, that's not very good. There's my x-axis there. Okay, well, these two values right here tell me to go to the left 2, because remember that's opposite is red, and then up 3. Alright, so there's the center of my ellipse, and then this is my b value right here. So b squared, well, the square root of 1, if I want to undo that, is just 1. So that means I'm going to go in the y direction up 1, and in the and also in the y direction down 1. And then for my a value, a squared equals 4, so a is going to equal 2. So that means I'm going to go over 1, 2. So there's one focal point, or not focal point, one vertex. And then to the left, 2. So there's the other one. And then from there, once I graph this, I should get an ellipse about like that. And that's graphing, graphing your ellipse.